Hey, good afternoon. It's Saturday, September 9th, 2019. How are you? Good day. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Sorry about that. I keep playing with this. I set it up and it's like, well, maybe it's too much. Okay, well, here we go. Welcome. It's Saturday, and Saturday is either a recap or in the news. And today it's going to be both. It's a recap and in the news. So, my name's Dave. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, let's get into this. It's Saturday, so let's get back to what we were doing. Okay, so recapping this week, talked a little bit about groupthink. Remember that groupthink? What else? What else did I talk about? Well, I talked about groupthink. I talked about Jeff Bezos and facing his issues head on, and being a leader and stepping up. And if there's problems, you don't stick your head in the sand. You move forward. You move through them. You fight through them. And that's a good thing. So you're going to get some damage. It happens. I understand. It's going to happen. I understand. Trust me on this one when I'm telling you. There's going to be fallout, but there'll be damage. But you know what? If you face it head on, it's better. It's going to be less. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. You just rip it off real quick. And so what if the chunks of hair come off? It's done. It's done. And trust me, facing problems head on is just the best way to go. So we've got that, and then we've got groupthink. And the groupthink was that whole thing about, everybody thinks the same. It inhibits, it inhibits creativity or individual responsibility, meaning everything's all clumped together. No one's going to take the blame, but everybody takes the blame. Okay, so, oops, there we go. Alrighty. So with that being said, today's in the news, that was the recap. In the news is that whole situation that's going on right now in Virginia with the governor, the lieutenant governor, and there's another individual. Oh yeah, and the speaker, their legislative speaker. Okay, well, we know what's going on with the governor, his situation, his yearbook, and he was an MD. I didn't know that. He was a medical doctor. So interesting, very interesting. And then the lieutenant governor now has been allegations of sexual assault, harassment, the whole nine yards, and it's brutal. It's brutal because, again, just the way things are right now, and I get that, and it's understandable that you want quality people doing a quality job, and if they don't have anything being held over them, they can be more effective. But again, they do something wrong, they need to be held accountable. Here's where the groupthink comes in, though, because there's this group of political individuals that were calling for the exact same thing that happened with a different individual from a different political party that were calling basically for his head on a platter. And they're keeping silent on this. I mean, it's not, no, and I went too far when I stretched with that, with the silence part. They're not being as vocal, especially those that were vocal at that time. With the other individual from the other party, they're not being as vocal with this one. And why is that? Why is that? Because the group, whoever's leading the group says, okay, stand up and applaud. But they have to actually physically tell them. And so the group will react. No, stay seated, don't applaud. Stand up and applaud. Don't, and it's like, come on. So where is this creativity, this individual responsibility? It's not there in the group. And what does that look like? That looks like, well, we put a bunch of puppets into power. And that's not a good thing, because they're supposed to be our voice, our representatives, but yet they're not doing that. They're not holding everybody accountable to the same standard. And that's where we start seeing the problems. That's where we start realizing, what have we done? Now, I'm not picking one political party over another, but what I am saying is what is being done at the level that says, hey, we're going to hold you accountable just like we're going to hold this other person accountable the exact same way. Because I guarantee you, that's what they would do to me. That's what they would do to you. That's what they would do to anybody who's not in that position of power, or who's not aligned with them politically, who's not aligned with them in the same groupthink mindset that they have. So understanding that this happens across the board on both sides, not just one, but right now one political party is facing the heat because of that two-sidedness, the two sides of the same coin. It's our coin, so we get to pick what we want to do with it. That's the problem. You don't get to, because again, you wanted to be up there. You wanted to be fair, equal to all people, for all reasons, for all people of this country, for all its citizens, not just the ones that voted for you, especially for the ones that didn't vote for you, because if you can do something for them, guess what? They might just vote for you the next time. So the news here is equity. They're demanding it. Where is it? If they're not delivering it. See, somebody has to be the first one to deliver this equity. Somebody has to be the first one to step up and say, you know what? You're right. We're going to hold this other individual accountable, the one who's on our side. We're going to hold them accountable, just like we held your person accountable. And then that's when the eyes start turning towards their direction and start saying, you know what? This is a fair party. This is a fair situation. They're going to give you a fair deal. Something to think about, folks. So that's in the news right now. Let's see how this all plays itself out. In the meantime, it's Saturday. It's kind of cold out there, so be careful. Stay warm, stay dry, stay safe. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to be a little bit more lighthearted. It's sports and leadership, so we'll see what that brings us. Until then, I'm Dave. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.